What's up, guys? First day of spring, time to do a little maintenance. Took the car, got it cleaned today. It needed it real bad, as you guys can see now. Basically, I had to get it all cleaned up. I'm holding this because I'm fucking charging my phone, because that's what I'm recording it with, is the same damn time as I'm doing this. Doing that multitasking. Hashtag gangster. So we got to do an oil change on the Talon today. 4G63. As you guys can see, I'll get a light HX35 on it. Got the catch can over there that I'm going to have to remove. So we're going to try to do this basically as quick as I can, because I got to meet tonight with you guys too. So up here, if I have enough stretch, got some Brad Pen 2050 and K&N filter for it. Only the best for the old girl. But let's take and get some of this shit done, so that way we can play some fucking games with you guys too. Alright. So first thing I always do is basically pull dipstick up, so that way you know what the fuck's going on if you ever kind of walk away from the car or whatever. This actually has a little spring on it because it gets a lot of crankcase pressure down in it. So this spring actually takes, and I'm going to try to do this so that way you guys can see it and without burning myself, because I was out in the car a little bit ago, so it is kind of warm. But this spring actually takes and it goes right up and around this. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it clips on there just like so. So that basically it's got pressure holding it down. So I have to unclip that spring, push that off to the side, aka down in there, pull the dipstick up out a little bit. For that, I'm going to pop this off. Most of you guys probably know all most of this shit. Some of you guys maybe not. I don't know. But I figured this is kind of something new. Give you guys a little new video series. Basically our next step after I've done that is I'm actually going to take and pop off the catch can. For right now, I'm actually going to set the cap just back on there, so that way when we're kind of goofing around in here, nothing falls down into it. But we're going to pop off these here and pull the whole catch can up out, and we're going to have to take and clean it up and shit and get all the nasty gunk out of there. So that's the next step. So basically all we're going to do this is, I mean, they have certain lines for these. These are called AN fittings. They're aluminum fittings. So they have certain wrenches that go on these. I don't have the wrench for it. I should probably get one, being honest with you guys. But right now I've just got basically an adjustable, loosen it up just a touch, just an adjustable wrench. We're just going to stick it on there, and then they shouldn't be on there too fucking tight. There we go. Pop them loose like so. I'm trying to hold and record at the same damn time. There we go. So there we go. So that way we can just loosen those up. I'm actually going to leave them connected to the can itself for right now, and we'll see basically what happens when we get these off and out of here, what we're going to be dealing with. So let me see, get these loose here for you guys. Should have had Boss come out and record for me, but she's not feeling the greatest, so there we go. Pull those off. One and two. And the reason I'm doing this is because the catch can's actually going to catch excess oil that's going to be pumping out, because with the turbo car it gets a lot of extra crankcase pressure down in the lower end. So it'll actually pump oil in there, and on top of that it's going to be moisture also. You'll get it in here. You can't really tell, there's nothing on there at the moment, but it'll actually fill that thing right up with a bunch of crud, junk, excess oil. It'll catch a lot of moisture in it. It'll almost turn into a milk inside of there. And basically you don't want that pumping back in as it's pumping back out and filling up. So you don't want that crap coming back into your motor. So you got to take and clean that shit out on a regular basis. That's just regular turbo car maintenance kind of shit you got to do to it. So now that that's off, I'm going to grab another wrench. Basically we're going to pull the catch can right up out of there. Okay, what I didn't realize is it's actually not all that tight, because I did have it off not too long ago. So I can kind of just loosen up the bolt and hopefully not drop it, which would suck. There's also a washer that I've set in the back side of this. This was not mounted here. I had to take and mount it there. Camera's gonna fall for you guys. Fail. Okay, I'm gonna grab the washer. Now I'm gonna take and I'm gonna grab the whole catch can and the oil lines, and we're gonna pull it right up out. Bring it over here. I'm just gonna set it off to the side, so that way we can deal with it here in just a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Next, we are going to take and drain basically oil that is not old at all, not nasty, at least it shouldn't be, out of this thing. It's got some Mobil 1 1030 in it right now, and it's a little thin for what we want to have in it right now. Starting to warm up here, first day of spring. Time to put the 2050 in it. Get this wrench on here now. These wrenches are awesome, by the way. I'll show it to you guys, try to on camera. It's basically all sorts of different sizes on it. You can just spin it around. Perfect for oil changes and stuff like that. Quick little one to have all sorts of ones in your hand all at once. So, there we go. I already had it loose a little bit. Grab the wrench up out of the way. And get back some. Get in here and loosen the plug up. And I'm basically doing this without even jacking the car up. I'm just kind of sliding underneath the side of it real quick. See if I make a mess or not. A little bit of one. Not too bad though. So we got the plug out though. Now that's done. We're going to let that drain out there. And then we are going to take and pop the oil filter off, which is also a K&N that's only got like 1,500, actually not even 1,500 miles, probably like, shit, 1,100 on it. So, kind of a waste of money, but fuck it. Only the best for this shit. You guys know we don't fuck around. Alright, well the oil's draining out. I'm going to show you guys here. This is obviously the drain plug, if you didn't know. But on top of this drain plug, it's got this little crush washer. It's basically like what this is. I'll thread it off here real quick and show you guys. It's a little washer, and it actually goes right on the drain plug right here. So basically, you're supposed to change this out. I'm not going to lie. If you can, change this out. It is definitely cheap insurance to make sure you don't have a leak from the drain plug on your oil pan. I don't have one. I'm not going to lie with you guys either on that. So we're going to set this back on here. Push that fucker right up on there good. And I have got some Permatex 81160 right here, the red high temp RTV. And I'm going to put a little bit right around the bottom of this seal right here. Right around the bottom of it. Basically show you guys on this side. Right around, just a little bit. Not too much at all, just a dab will do it. You know, you don't need too much. So, alright, fuck that. What's happened is it's dried up in the tube. So, fuck the tube. And you're just going to put just a little bit right around the outside of it. Just going to kind of spin it around in my fingers while I hold the thing. Just squeeze it just ever so slightly. Just to put a little ring right around the outside. As you guys can see here. Try to get a little better light on it even. Just a touch right around it. So that's all we're going to do. And I'm actually going to let this sit for a few minutes while it drains out. And we're going to get ready to pull the oil filter off. But I'm just going to let it sit for a few minutes. That'll actually let it tack up. The surface will start to get tacky. And that's going to be a better seal on it too. So. Okay, now it's time to take and get the filter off. Loosen it up a little bit. Pull the drain pan closer. Rip headphone users. Slide my hand up here, block the camera for a minute. Loosen it up. Start the drain. Let's try not to drop it. Long-winded bastard.
oil on the rest.
Tip it up, kind of dump it out like this. Try to get as much crap out of it as I can. I'll put the pan a little bit forward so I can fit it on this car. And just let it drain out for a minute. Quick little shop tip too. I got this old piece of basically shelving, just kind of the wire mesh shit. It works awesome to take and set the oil filters on and drain them out like that. Works perfect for it. All you need is an old piece of grate, anything like that, chunk of milk crate that you can cut down or something like that. Do whatever you gotta do. Just poke something with holes in it even. That'll fit over your drain pan basically. That'll help get all the nasty oil out of the filter. Always make sure that you take and just a little dab and go around this O-ring right here. Kind of just put a little bit of oil around the O-ring. Just a touch. Get another little dab. And just kind of put some right here on the threads. Kind of take shit camera angle right there. But yeah, get a little bit around the threads too. A little around the O-ring. Something like that. Just that way that gasket doesn't stick back to the block when you take and you go to pull it off the next time. Makes it a little easier. Time to put the filter back on. I'm just going to take and get it pretty snug, hand tight. Don't want to over tighten it. There we go. Just get it nice and tight. That's the main thing. Alright, now that the oil filter is on and tightened up, we're going to take, and we got our little drain plug here with our goop on it. We're going to put that back in its home. I guess not. Guess we're doing it this way. And figure out where it is. There we go. Get it started with our fingers. Snug it up decently. And then we'll put the wrench on it, torque it down a little bit. Not too much at all. Don't want to go too tight with it. Okay. There we go. Nice and tight. So we know that's not falling out now. So now everything underneath is done. Alright, now it's time to fill this baby back up. Brad Pen 2050. No funnel like a boss, and if you guys can see, I don't know if you really can, probably can't the greatest. This oil is actually green. It's got a high zinc content in it, which is really good for flat tappet cams, basically all camshafts. Zinc helps harden everything up, helps keep it going pretty damn good. This stuff is really thick, but it's also been just sitting around for a while. So, this is what she needs in her right now. So we gotta fill her all up. Okay, we'll call that one killed. Get number 4 in here. And pretty soon you guys will end up seeing us pop the valve cover off this beast and do a whole valve cover gasket job on it. Get everything cleaned up. It's got a little bit of an oil leak coming from it. We're going to go through, do a lot of maintenance. You guys will probably see a decent amount of maintenance and stuff get done to the Talon. It's got a lot of work already done to it, so it's probably not going to have much more else. You guys will probably get to see some of the Mustang. Possibly some chassis work, some suspension work when we get into doing that. I make some videos of that for sure for you guys. But basically, I don't know, it's the whole first time we're doing this. The whole how-to kind of IRL, the in real life type of thing. Let me know in the comments basically what you guys think of it. If you guys like it, we can definitely do a lot more of them. I've got a lot of projects, you guys know that. I like working on cars. I like bringing it all to you guys as much as I can, so just a hair more. Okay. So now that is all done, it's all off to the side. We're going to set the cap on it real quick. It's not going to be seeing any crazy boosts. I'm just going to push the stick down in there. Like I said, we got to clean out the catch can, get the catch can back on the car. Then we're going to start it, check the level, make sure everything's good. If we have to, we'll add just a little bit in and go from there. Alright, so got the catch can here. As you guys know, got this beast out. Basically, this is just a breather filter that's sitting on top of it. Just allows any pressure to get out of it. So another thing I want to mention about the catch can also is this is a great thing with boosted cars and those applications to actually allow the crankcase pressure to relieve itself from the engine without having, basically all they have is a PCV valve on them, and that is not enough when you get basically in a high boost and shit like that, and you get a bigger turbo and stuff like that on them. So basically, breather there, it's got this little rubber grommet, sits inside of it, no big deal. I'm going to pop the bolt out of the back side because it'll come out. Okay, it's not moving, so I'm not fucking popping it out. But let's see if we get anything good. It was cleaned out not too long ago, so we will see what we kind of get out of it. It looks like there's some nastiness in it. Some moisture. I can hear it. Sounds like we got a little bit of water and crap in it, which is not good. So that's why we're going to take it and get it out. Actually, I'm going to take it and dump it this way. As you guys can see. Now that'll collect in here because it just collects moisture. Condensation builds up inside the engine from heating and cooling cycles. And as you guys can see, nothing but water. There wasn't even any real oil in it. There goes that bolt. But just a whole bunch of water inside of it. We'll try to get it as dry out as we can. But that's not a bad thing really, because what this does is this saves it from getting in your engine and sitting in your engine, sitting in your oil, which is not good. So that is a good thing that it captured that, and so that did not end up inside the motor. Alright, so basically last thing that we got to do is we just got to take and get the catch can back on. Plug in the lines here that are sitting on the valve cover, those two right there. Make sure everything's situated here, and then we will be good to go. So I'm just going to take and kind of tighten this up by hand for right now. Kind of hard for you guys to see, but there's a little bolt back here. Got my fingers on. That's decent right there. Okay, I'm going to pop the breather down in there. That's done there. Take this line here. Start threading her back on. Sometimes these can be a bitch to get started. You should also take and put a little thread tape on these, just so that way it'll take and make sure you don't have any leaks or anything. I have not been noticing a leak from there at all, so that's why I haven't really done anything with it. But you could experience that. Not saying you will, you could. So let me get those all situated. Okay, I've got to get this one on here. Mustang in the background. Gives you guys something else to look at, I guess, while I'm sitting here trying to tighten these up a little bit. Alright, so now basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the crescent wrench and I'm just going to tighten those up, just snug them just a little bit, just the two of those, just boop boop, and that's going to be it. We're going to fire her up, and you guys will see that. We're going to check the oil in it, make sure it's all good. Just a little snug on them. Nothing too crazy. Both of those. One of the things I'll try to show you guys real quick too, you can kind of see by the hue right there, the oil itself is actually green. That's the Brad Penn 2050 in it now. You guys can see she's right where she needs to be. And she's ready to go for some more miles. So I'm going to button her up, and we're going to be on some games real soon with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, comment down below, let me know what you guys thought. If you want to see more videos like this, then definitely let me know and we'll see what we can do. Have a good one, guys. NastyNotch out. Peace.